G'day, I'm Clive and welcome to CDP Outdoors. Today I'm back at the beginning of the Bibbulmun track at the northern terminus in Kallamunda, and this time I've got a camera with electronic image stabilisation so it won't be so shaky. The first time I recorded this I did it on my phone and the actual video quality wasn't the best, so I've decided to do this section again today, and then I'll be doing the second section. So be travelling from Kallamunda to Hewetts Hill shelter, and I'll be spending the night there. So I hope you enjoy this video more than the first one. Here we are, take 2 of Kallamunda to Hewetts Hill shelter, and hopefully a lot better audio. And the video quality is a lot better for you all. Less shaky. It's been about 14 months since I did the first one. And this time it's a tad colder. So I've got a beanie on, I've got thermal gloves on, and a couple of layers of clothing on to keep warm. So no doubt tonight it'll be even colder at the shelter. I think the date is June the 20th, 2020, and the time is just before 9 AM. So I'm not going to be rushing this section, I'm just going to be enjoying it. Just after you come out of Kallamunda and turn off the road, you walk into this beautiful area. If I remember right, it's the old golf course. And every now and then you'll notice, like behind me there, you'll see like a green. And then as we go through, you'll see different patches of green. The smell out here is just beautiful. You can smell all the eucalypts around. Hear the wildlife chirping away. And just slowly warming up. I've only been going about 10 minutes, that's all, just taking my time. And I've already taken one of my gloves off that I hold my camera with. So it's nearly time to take the second one off that's doing nothing. But still walking through the old golf course. We're looking at all the new plants, all the native, all the regrowth coming through after the controlled burns. It's little green shoots everywhere, it's beautiful. I don't know if you can see it, but the valley just in front of me, it's full with mist. It looks like the clouds are falling out of the sky and just landed down here. Let's get closer to the edge, hopefully you'll be able to see it on the video. Look at that beautiful bench. Isn't that beautiful? What's the plaque on it say? A place to rest and a place to remember. A truly remarkable man. Always in our hearts, always in our minds. We were always so busy helping others. In loving memory of Luke Roberts. Rest now and know that we love you. Isn't that beautiful? And look at this view you get from sitting here. Isn't that fantastic? You've got all the mist down in the valley there, so you can't see so much, but it's just beautiful. I don't know if you can see the smoke there. Just had a controlled burn, and this is what's left of it. I just met a chap about half a kilometre back taking the signs down. So if they're doing that, I know it's safe. Walking down into the mist now. I feel the temperature has dropped a little bit more. So I was getting nice and warm up the top. I can give it half an hour. Most of this mist will be gone, if not all of it. I remember this from last time. You've got the steps coming down there. And then as you continue down, it's all loose gravel. So be careful. I remember when I first walked past here, the actual creek was flowing then. And that's just beautiful. The last time I think when I filmed, it had been raining, but there was no water actually coming down here. But it's still beautiful. So if you got your water filter, there you go, top up. This section of the Bibbulmun track, there's a lot of steps, and they're not all even. Some are 2 or 3 inches step down, others are 12, 14, 16 inches step down. So be prepared to adjust in how far you bend your legs to get down. Because as you're walking down a regular set of stairs, you get into a rhythm of the same stepping down, drop. But with these, you don't get a chance. Getting back to walking poles. Are they worth it on this section? Yes. They make it a lot easier to climb up and down the steps and down the gravel area. It is possible to do it without going down again, but you have to be much more careful, go much slower to make sure you're safe and don't slip and hurt yourself. And I'm spending a lot of time looking down and not enjoying the view of everything. So look at that view up there, I don't know if you can see it. It's just beautiful, all them rocks. And over this side of me, even more with a creek running down beside them ones. It's just beautiful, the sound of that water running. And using walking poles. I will do another video on them. But the general consensus that used to be was you'd save up to 24% of energy on each pole. And then they came out with another one saying you don't use any less energy. And then they came out with another one which says you actually do save 24% per pole on your lower part of your body. But that percentage you save on the lower part of your body is transferred into your upper part of your body. So your upper body all the way down to your toes are all getting a fairly even workout, but because of that you're able to walk almost, if you're using 2 poles that is, you're almost able to walk twice as far before your legs start hurting as much. So that would be the benefit if you wanted to do long distance. Yeah, getting back to walking poles. So like I said, each pole will spread, I think is a word now, not to save, but it will spread the energy you use between your legs and your upper body. So you're technically able to walk twice as far with 2 poles, or 50% further if you're only using 1 pole. Is that right? Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. Would it have benefited me of bringing 2 poles out with me? Yes, but then I wouldn't have been able to hold my camera and film at the same time. I would have had to keep stopping, so to make it anything worthwhile for me now then is if I only bring 1 pole with me. And then again I keep swapping and changing my hands with the camera. So if you're looking at doing filming like I do, and you don't mind stopping and starting, or hooking your poles up on your pack, and then getting your camera out filming some, then great, go for it. Would I recommend poles for the everyday hiker? Yes, I would. Like I said, it spreads your energy, makes it safer and easier climbing up and down these sections like I am now. But like I said, if you're taking your time and you don't mind taking your time and being more careful, then it's all your choice. Around walking now, as I was looking down into with all the mist about 45 minutes ago, and as you can see it's cleared all up and it's just beautiful. Hey, time is 10:15, and even though I've been just taking it easy, I'm already 3.8 kilometres in to the 10.1 to Hewetts shelter. So each time I do this, I said this is the 3rd time I've done it, but the first time I really struggled. 15 months ago when I did it, I found it easier. And this time, it feels even easier. So even when I get a chance to only do a 5 or 6k walk, once, twice, 3 times a week, it all helps. And the views are just spectacular, beautiful they are. And I know I'm looking down a lot where I'm stepping, going up and down these hills, but I always remember, keep your head up as much as possible, and there's less chance of missing any of the wargles. It's a pointing the way for you to go, and that way you won't get lost, or you won't have to walk back 4 or 5 kilometres to find the last wargle and start all over again. This section is just up, down, up, down, up, down. My plan is now to slow down. I'm way ahead of what I thought I'd be. So I'll just spend some time relaxing, looking at the scenery as I walk through. And if the camel farm's open, I might even stop there for a coffee. It's getting too warm and I had to take my caps off. It was just too much. I forgot to bring my baseball cap to replace them with, to protect my eyes and forehead from the sun. But I'll just do my best to stay in the shade of the trees wherever I can. Not complaining. It's just beautiful out here. You know, the one good part for some people of this section of the Bibbulmun track between Kallamunda and the Hewetts shelter is most of the way, if not all the way, you get phone signal. If you're like me, unless you're checking your emails or something that you need to for a job coming up very soon, you turn your phone off. But yeah, you got signal. So if you're worried about coming out and not being able to reach your family or friends, this section, you're able to get out and still, like I said, I'd say 99% I've noticed that there's a signal. I slowed down, I did took my time, I stopped a few times, took some photos, made some videos, and time is 11:45 and I'm 600 metres away from the Kallamunda camel farm. So I'm hoping their coffee shop is open, so I'm going to get a coffee. It's been a lovely walk. The temperature hasn't been too bad, warm enough where I don't need gloves or my hat, but cold enough where I can keep the jacket on and stop the cool breeze getting me. Just losing the camera balance in on my hand. There's been a few people out on the track this morning. One gentleman looked like he'd got lost on his bike, so the signs aren't very aware to some people, or he wasn't looking, because I have seen signs saying no cyclists. Bibbulmun track is predominantly a walking track, but it does share some four-wheel drive tracks where you'll see the four-wheel drive and cyclists riding down there. But if you're watching this video to see if you can ride down the Bibbulmun track on a bike, the answer is no. You've got the Kallamunda Biddy trail for that. You're not even allowed to use any type of trolley, anything with wheels on the Bibbulmun track because of the dieback. So if you want to do an end-to-end on the Bibbulmun track, no wheels, just your feet. Now that was a bugger. I got to do the camel farm, big sign saying open. I walked in to get a coffee and they're doing a full coffee machine clean. Bugger. I'll just carry on walking up to the shelter and I'll make myself a drink there. Most times when I come out on the Bibbulmun track, I bump into a mature lady, a widow, and I've just bumped into her again now. It's about the 5th time in the last 6 months. It's amazing the amount of people who do come out here regular just for a stroll. I think she's going to be putting in, by the time she gets back to her car, about 15 kilometres today. Good for her. You just see the shelter up there, the Hewetts Hill shelter. One thing I will mention to you is, even though you can see the shelter there, you've got to walk past the shelter to the spur trail that takes you up to the shelter. So if you're heading north to south, you walk past a little bit and the sign will be on your right hand side, and the opposite if you're heading south to north, the spur trail will be before the shelter. So there they are, the shelter's there, just through the trees, and the spur trail's here. So we walk past the shelter to the spur trail, and there's a sign on the right hand side. And there's steps and a fairly steep hill going up to the shelter. Well, how did today's walk go? It was bloody beautiful. It was. I wasn't planning on getting here too early, and 4 or 5 kilometres in and I was way ahead of the time I predicted. So I decided to, 1, slow down, 2, start stopping a lot more and looking around, doing videos, taking photos, and really just enjoying my surroundings. So the walk from Kallamunda to the Hewetts shelter here, it's just bloody beautiful. It's not the easiest because you are up and down them hills, and some of the actual hills are quite steep, and then you got the uneven steps along the way. But still, it's part of the experience. And if you do this bit, anything after here, I suppose, will just get easier and easier. Now I've made it all the way to Dwelling Up so far, and I started all over again to start making the YouTube videos. And I think, like I said at the beginning of this video, the reason I filmed this one again, this section, is my first videos I was doing on my mobile phone and they weren't very stable, and the actual video and sound quality wasn't the best. So since I've upgraded my camera and the opportunity came to do it again, I took the opportunity and here I am. Would I recommend people walk in the Bibbulmun track? Yes, it's just beautiful out here. This time of the year, yes, it's going to be cold. We're in June of 2020 and we're just coming to the Australian winter, and with the sun shining and the blue skies it doesn't look cold, but first things in the morning and in the evenings it gets very cold, and in the night out here in the bush you need to be prepared that the temperature can drop below 0 degrees centigrade, so that's below the freezing point. Walking sticks, I think I mentioned along the way. Yeah, they do help a lot. Like I said, each walking stick will disperse 24% energy and take it from your legs and move it to your upper body. So technically that means that up to 48% of your energy in your legs will be transferred to your upper body if you're using 2 walking poles. And that means technically you can walk near enough double the distance before your legs start hurting as much as if you were walking without your poles. So using walking poles on the Bibbulmun track, they will help. You don't have to use them if you don't want to, but they will help you if you do. So if you're new to my channel and you've enjoyed this video, please go down below and click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell next to it and click the like button and share it with all your mates. And again, if you are already a subscriber, I thank you very much. So until next time, get out there, have some fun and take care.